Welcome to Watch My Smoke movement, where we're no longer. Good evening, 7:31 p.m. Eastern Time in the USA, Georgia. Hour away from Atlanta. Welcome, where we are no longer sweeping mental health challenges under the rug. I'm your coach to help you with your mental health challenges daily. Welcome. I see you. I appreciate you, Craig. I had to get on here. God uses anybody. And it's about the grace. God is speaking life into you right now. This is about the grace that He has given all of us. I'm 59, I'm a Gen X. I'll be 60 in March. My 3 children are grown and they got teenage grandchildren. God allows me, He gives me grace even through the trials and tribulations that I go through, as God is having me to prepare what He already has in store. God is giving you all grace. It's grace. And I speak peace into your lives right now. Now, God is having me to prepare this exit called Bus a Move exit to Thailand, Bangkok, for the Gen X's. I don't know, 5 or 6 people. That's including me. What God has already prepared the table. Even though I'm sitting here on my journey of getting off all my meds, and that's between me and God, all of my meds. As a Black American woman, God used anybody to talk to. It's a big world out there. Heaven and hell is right here. So we don't have time to be sitting around waiting to die, saying, I'm gonna meet the Lord. Oh, hallelujah, I'm gonna meet the Lord. Mm-mm. He's given us grace and many, 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 many chances once you repent. God gives us the grace to make it right while we here right now on this earth. We all got a story, whether we black, white, whatever, whatever culture it is. We all got a story. All of this belongs to God. All of this world. It's a big world out there. It's a big world. Sometimes God takes people out their comfort zone and to get on a platform saying, "Thus says the Lord." God says, "A big world out there." He using this time, and I can't say it enough. He using this time, this uncomfortable time, to push us in the position that we are supposed to be. We are not supposed to be sitting around and moping and just thinking of stupid stuff and waiting to die as Gen X or whatever your disability is or whatever your mental state is and whatever kind of job and stuff you're in. You're the one that's writing your own story. You're the author. What platform we on now? Substack? Okay. I had to check. You're the writer. And when that pen hit that paper or that pencil hit that whatever, the sketch or the critic or whatever, you are putting things in a sense of whatever the frequency or whatever space that you're in, whatever your vibration is coming on that paper. Yeah, that sounds like magic. Hmm. But yet, the society looks upon you as living with bipolar 2 disorder. You go through mood swings because you think we have these mood swings because we're happy? Hmm. Really? There's a lot of people on here broke and trying to get their career going on Substack and trying to do whatever. God said he see you. God got people on here right now are just waiting to see who he wants to invest in people of that just putting their work out there. I just did not a podcast, but the video on my mental health YouTube channels the other day and said that, the door is open now. Open your hand, look at your hand and see a check for $200,000. Hmm. But everybody don't see that. Everybody don't see that. I'm just a, I'm just a humble little messenger, little, you know, black American, you know, and just talking. Everybody not gonna get it. Everybody not gonna get it. Where you can open up your hands, manifest it. You just opening up your hands. Open up your hands with this costume jewelry on. And just sitting here in a fever. My teeth are shifting I notice the older I get, my body changing, trying to, it's things that people as spiritual beings need to get done to continue to s- do the purpose of God. Oh, and yeah, God gonna take care of his people. He's been doing it all along. He's gonna take care of them. And just, just talking a moment at a time, dealing with, detoxing from blood pressure pills, diabetes, bipolar pills. It was 6 of them, cholesterol, all that. But it was making me sick because it was in my system. But if God used this uncomfortable time to push us, and not only me, but others that need to go, God will make it uncomfortable to do that. And He gives you the warnings. Yeah, we're God's children. He created all of us. I don't care what country they go to, they don't accept these type of people, these terrorists, these this, these that. All this belongs to God. You see so much research and documentaries, content creating videos about, yo, yeah, this country here don't like, don't have black Americans in those, and then they don't have these foreigners in this country and this and this. But USA supposed to be, the land of the dream or whatever it's supposed to it could be. But I think a lot of us is, in fact, I know a lot of us is still asleep. They're not spiritually awakened yet, awoke. And be careful with that third eye. You be seeing some shit that make me want to just, hmm, uh, 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 uh. Oh, who am I? I came here as a black American woman. And I grew up and raised, born and raised in the USA, but that's not my home. That's where I was born and raised at. But if you look at my sketches, you see all different kind of islands and countries and stuff. You see all type of different images in there. So yet now, God is having me to coach and get people together for a bus a move exit to Thailand. Yeah, he chose Thailand. Why? Because you deserve it. You're worthy. God said you're worthy. He created us. But as long as you serve him, he'll take care of you. I should have been in my grave. Should have been in my grave, honey. I don't drink or smoke or anything, but it's just, that's another video. Just things, just still working on myself. Still working on my stinking thinking. But yet, the diagnosed scientists say I live with bipolar 2 disorder. And that's not who I am. And that's not who either of us is. We're looking for answers and help on these platforms. So God would not let me rest until I got on here today and did some stuff, even from this morning. If I don't write, but He gives us grace. He gives us grace. And it's something about the frequency that we still yet meet, whether we in the USA or across this world. God is doing something because He got His angels assigned to each and every one of us. He's going to take care of us. and he got a group of people that he has already relocated. Whether you Gen X, whether you in your 40s, or you Gen Z, or you in your 30s, or your 20s, all I know right now, he told me with Gen X, unless some, and then somebody else, collaborate and they get the families, of the ones that are 30 and 40 or whoever, and ones who stays with the parents, and to give to give the families a better grace as well, because this ain't it, not anymore. You've outgrown it. God has given us grace to get the experience because we have outgrown things. You sitting up here in the USA and all this shit going in us, and excuse the expression, but we can't. Our health, now we're accountable now. We're definitely accountable. We got to be held accountable. So I'm not blaming that on nobody. It's me. I have to be accountable. If I'm sit up there and be eating junk food and stuff and say, "Oh Lord, wait, that's the consequences. Gain weight." It is what you got to hold accountable for. Oh, the way this world has just made me do it. Oh no, heck it didn't. Mm-mm. No, you just have to be. First of all, you have to forgive yourself and keep it 1,000 with yourself. With yourself. With yourself. God, you got to stay humble. God keep you humble. That's why a lot of us is not in a higher state place, because a lot of people can't handle the wealth, the fame, the this, the that. Then he used them for us to see. He used them, you know, uh, as a willing vessel for the ones that he did allow happen, and see what they did with it. How we hear about some of the celebrities. Oh, da 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 da. Later on, you hear that they had mental illness, or oh wow, they were such a great actress and actor, or they died of this, or they died of that, or they died of AIDS, and all that kind of stuff. Like wow, the rappers and all this stuff. So mm, so we get to see them, the ones that supposed to have made it, and they be up there. So now we're more cautious. So God gives us grace if we are artists and singers and rappers and all that. Then we can do our own label, indie, you know, and just use the platforms to promote our own doggone self. I think all of this is it's a blessing. It's grateful. It's wonderful. It's cool. It's good. But you're right. Still, yet God give us grace. We write our own daggone story. You know, it's just like with the Temptation, how David, lead singer of Temptation, how his life ended. The greatest daggone singer in the Temptation. If you born in 1966, if you're Gen X or not, and you know what your parents listen to, you will see the commercials of them pass by. Oh, the Temptations and David saying, "Ooh-wee." They say your gift don't belong to you. And it just soothed our souls the way that guy sung. I'm just using it as an example. It's plenty of them I love. Chaka Khan, all of them, you know. And then I look at them and I get sad when I see how they died, how David got. He was so high off of drugs and was just pushed out of a car like he was a piece of trash. Just wasn't shit. And then that's the way I legacy. And so that's the way you gonna end your story. Okay, we on Subtract, right? That's what it is. Substack or whatever it is. I never heard of. I just God give us grace. I have a friend right now. I grew up with her. She's a year older than me. Known her since third grade, and it's almost like tables has turned. And we can't help but to compare our lives. We don't supposed to do that, but I said, Lord have mercy. So she has mental health illness as well, but hers is in memory, her memory. And I remember when I was married, I got married young, early, started having children at 21. She never had no kids, but she was married and married for 4 years, I guess, and it was a bad marriage. And it added on to her, her mental estate. Took care of mom till she died, took care of her brother till he died. Then she got now this one brother left older. Lord have mercy. And then a nephew who's over her estate. But she has no children. But she's seen my children since, birth. They call her auntie. And I would see her travel and she worked with the post office for 25 years and end up buying. She was the first to buy a house. It was built, how they in Georgia they have these different subdivisions, and you can go on and buy the house while they building it. She worked on that job 25 years. Always kept a good federal job or something like that. Drove nice car. She was the first to graduate out of high school. Her brother is 10, about couple. Okay, she's 60, so he's 70. Okay, so brothers and stuff dropped out of high school. So she the first in the family of them, graduated from high school, went to college, got a degree, all of that. And I seen this with my own eyeballs. I'm just sitting there, married, having children, and I've watched her life. She watched mine. She used to eat with me when I was a little girl. I'm the only child. So I grew up around my grandparents, and I used to ask my grandmama, can she come over and eat dinner with me? I want to eat by myself. My best friend. My grandma said, yeah. I had to ask my mom too. Yeah. But she had to make sure she had to be gone. When my mom got home from work, my mom didn't play that. Kids be out all time of night and all that, man. I grew up out of a what you call it, strict household on the west side of Atlanta in the house. Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. City girl. I don't know nothing about no country, chicken and all that. Even though I'm in an hour away from there, where I am next to the cows and stuff, I don't know nothing about that. This is for grieving purposes. God sent me here, but yet He gives us grace. So I didn't know that my friend, they didn't have food. They were from New York, and God just had me to have her to come over to eat with me. And whatever we had, we shared with her. Shared. It did not know all that time. I think she ate with me like a whole year or so. Every day. And before we leave from school, elementary, she said, she said, you want me to come over there? I said, yeah. I was like, wow, I'd be so glad. I don't know what would be eaten. I don't care if it was like a sandwich or something or a vegetable and a meat, you know. And all this time we was growing up with mental illness in our families. Her mom had it, and I saw it on both sides of my family. So that's why God gave my purpose to teach people, let them know that they still can build a brand and have their own business or, you know, just write and just have a life. You ain't got to be famous and all that. You ain't got to do all that. It's just whatever you know, it's up to you. It's up to you. So anyway, I did a little college, but I didn't, get as far as she did. Then I partied and I was just having fun out there while she was in college and working. Yep. I lived a wild, nice life too while she was free as a bird, growing up doing her thing, but didn't know that, you know. So, but we still had a nice time. We was there for each other. Only one time we fell out for a whole year, and that's when she started going into that dementia. I didn't know what was going on. All I know was irritating the hell out of me. I'm getting triggered, and I didn't even know. I wasn't even diagnosed then. And it's been like, ooh, this has been over 10 years ago, I guess. So I know I got divorced in 2014. Then I started taking care of my mom. 2016, 17, and my uncle, I was caregiving. That's another video. Okay. Now she's in a group home. God is still giving her grace. He's giving us grace, just like He doing anybody else. And then I just call her. I don't have time and like, oh, I call her twice a week or once a week. No, but I talk to her almost every week. And I call her and acting silly. And I be telling all little crazy stories. And she just laugh. It's almost like I'm telling her, you know how you visit schools and read them stories? I be talking about some, yeah, me and T.I. them, we all get together. We're gonna come and pick you up in this what you call it? In this helicopter. I said, be ready, cause when we land on the house, we're gonna, you gotta get up on that ladder, and as you climbing up, we're gonna be flying all around. Just saying silly stuff. That's how we used to talk, act silly, it's a personal thing. And I'm a fan. I like T.I. them, some of the rappers. I've always liked rap ever since it came out, hip hop since day one. But I don't get into that gangster rap and that trap music. I don't play that. No, don't be calling me out my name. Don't be doing that. So, but anyway, and I saw things the way how she had treated me a couple times, and out of all of that, how she was successful you know, just seeing her travel and all that. I couldn't go with it. As she say, "You welcome to go if you like." I said, "Jack, you know good well I ain't got no money. I ain't never worked no job where I'm like that 25 years. I never saw myself on a job 25 years." Now I see why. Because, I was homeless off and on for 18. But I see why. Because the way God has my life, we are not like normal people living lives, not spiritual beings at that. We're not. Everybody, it's okay, but it's not meant for everybody to be on a 9 to 5 job. It's a lot of people that are intercessors, um, prayer warriors, you know. He got a lot of his guys, got a lot of his children on posts 24/7. Some of them, yeah, they work regular jobs, and the rest of us, we're praying for people across the world we don't even know. Just speaking healing. And as you hear my voice right now, and God always having me to say this now, as you hear my voice right now, in the name of Jesus, you are being healed right now through just listening to me right now. But I'm telling you, salvation is free, but to be anointed, it's a freaking price to pay. It's like I catch hell every night just dealing with certain entities and things. I don't let everybody in my house, not even my family. But when I feel that my children, I feel like they done been around somebody and I can feel the spirit they're around and I can tell that they not themselves. And they said, "Mom, you can come on here, we can, or we'll come on." I said, "No, that's all right. Not right now. Not right now. Because I don't want you to, I don't want that spirit to jump off on me when I hug them or they come over here. I don't want that. I don't want to be fighting with your daggone damn demons after you leave. Because them spirits, don't they, shit. Boy, this ain't no joke. God give you grace, though. Give you grace. Give you grace, baby. Woo, child. Now, when I tell, like I say, she in a group home, I talk to her. She recognizes me. And I call her and everything. I used to, when I had my vehicle, I used to go and pick her up. And she loved Golden Corral, so we'll eat and everything. God is really taking care of her. Love Golden Corral. She tall, 6 feet, slender, but she gained a little weight now. But the thing is, the enemy tried to throw back on some of the things like she did toward me, and she's not aware. And I understand it was undercover. A lot of chosen ones, you got people that are secretly jealous of you. And you ain't trying to do nothing but trying to live. You just don't know. I didn't make money like that, like she did. I ain't never been made no money like that. I mean, I know what it's like to have money. That's another of the story of an inheritance or whatever. I know what it's like, and then I know what it's like to be broke. Everything is gone. I know, but for her to, you know, and then I saw her go broke. But I remember the things how she would treat me. You know, it made me felt bad. Then I said, wow, I didn't know she was, going through mental illness just like me. And there's another friend. It was four of us. She's does mental she's into mental illness as well. She's bipolar like I am. We didn't even know this when we grew up. And then the other one, the fourth one, she got, murdered, we were going to the 7th grade, so that's another video. And I just can't help to think about my friend. Our God has just given us grace. He's given us grace. And I can't sit and tell her face to face. I've mentioned it, but let her know that, God is relocating me. I'm not gonna be no longer here. And I don't know how she gonna register that, but I did tell her at one point I was supposed to be moving to Texas and oh yeah, but she forgot, She got remember, you know. Told her brother, don't be expecting people to be happy for you for your when you outgrow them. You ain't no better than anybody. It's just God. God got stuff for you to do. So she keep getting being in my spirit, and after I get off here, I'm gonna call her. And the same thing she does every day. Hey girl, what you doing? How was your day? Oh no, same old, same old. Looking at TV. Yeah, I'm retired. I'm just looking at TV. Okay, that's what she said. One time I was like, well, it's the disability you retired on, memory law. She know about the memory law. She was just say, I'm retired. And I'm like, Lord say, stop going up against her like that. I'm like, okay, okay. Yeah, you retired, okay. Yeah. But and you deserve to be retired, girl, because the way she was working all them long hours at the post office, night and day, and then in college too. Man, take the hat off to her. Really do. So ever since she been in the group home, about 3 years, I stay in touch with her. We were ride or die friends. As I say, that's my dog, ride or die. But my children, they call her auntie. She didn't have no children. She said, I wanted children. She wanted children so bad. I said, well, I'm just gonna say Jay. I'm gonna say, Jay, girl, how would you be able to handle with children and taking care of your mom? It was like she became the mom. Her mom was schizophrenic. Her mom was bedridden for 2 years. She just walked off her job and had to take care of her mom. Stuff like this. Man, I'm saying, if you in that era where you seen your family take care of other family members, but that's the way it is. A lot of people didn't put well, okay, I'm gonna say it like this. Blacks didn't put their families in nursing homes. Black people didn't. They take care. That's what the African noticed back in Africa. They take care their own. But now, since things are different and modernized, I was the only damn child. And I told my mother when I was in high school, I said, Mom, when it come to that point, and then I could see her. I already was changing then when I was in high school. My mother had me late in life. And she was 31 when she had me. Cause the kind of household she grew up in, my grandfather was a Baptist reverend. He was a Mason. My grandmother was an Eastern Star. And they dark skinned, they were darker than me, brown, whatever. Just regular, humble people running their own business. My family had a shoe shop. They put on heel taps and sold. That was back then, way back then, when they was teaching skill stuff. Now they all dead. Lord, rest in peace. But that's what I grew up seeing. I guess that's why I never could be on a job. I've been as long as I was on a job, it was a city job, 4 years. That's it. And I walked off of that. I'm like, hell to the no. I was trying to work my way up to be in the office, but they had me out in construction. Well, I had to do what I had to do. I had to put my big girl boots on and stuff because I had a child. My son 38 now. I had a son I had to take care of, like, his dad, you know. You know, I that's another story. So, yeah. And then, of course, I got married to my girl's father. So we had 2 girls. But anyway, that's another video. It's just with her. It's like my life now, when I say tables turn, my life is just beginning because I was married, I was taking care of kids, and I didn't have the money to be flying, traveling or doing this, doing that, doing that, doing this, doing that. Then I had to take care of my mom till she died 3 years ago. But I had a nervous breakdown in the midst of trying to take care of someone with dementia. I miss my mom, but not the dementia. So I had to end up putting her in a nursing home. Okay. And I made sure it was a good nursing home in another county of Georgia. But they knew I didn't play because I told them if I saw something that I didn't like, I told them I will have this place shut down. And I wasn't joking either. So she was there for like, how long my mom was there? About 3 years. She died there too. That's another video. Because me and my children, we always was there. We didn't go every day, but we was there. Caregiving, God give you grace. Because caregiving for somebody is no freaking joke. Oh my God. Then you think about, oh my God, please don't let me go out this day. Don't let me. Thank God my mom wasn't bedridden. She's still independent to wipe herself, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Jesus. Woo! Because that is not my calling. I'll say, Lord, please don't ever let me have to be bedridden. And if some of y'all are, and God got you. God got you. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but this is the real deal, real thing. And so I look at Miss J, we call her Miss J, and I be talking with her. And what triggers me is we just can't have the regular, same kind of conversation that is regular like we used to. Okay. Man, that's why I said when I get up, I said, God, I thank you for being in my right mind. I hope I'm in my right mind. I mean, how would you know that you're not in your right mind? You know? And so I'm sure my children, they'll tell me, Mom, you just said that, da da da. And I do, at times I do. I repeat myself. I know that. I'm aware. I'm aware. I just it haven't come to the part, thank God, that I'm misplacing my keys. That part. That part, that's where it starts. Cause I used to call my mom and say, Mom, how you doing? Talk to her every day. Now my mom and I, we couldn't live together, but we could talk to each other every day, all day on the phone. Everybody said we was like sisters. When I'm looking at her, she looking at me, vice versa. I said, okay, whatever. If you want to say that, okay, cool. My mom and I had a strange relationship, but we loved each other, but we just didn't like a lot of things about each other. Whatever. I don't know. Well, one thing, my mom was the baby of 8, and she was the last to die. And I finally found out my mother was spoiled. Oh yeah, I'm not a child. Yeah, I'm spoiled too, but not in a materialistic way. I couldn't have everything. And people be like, "Oh man, you just had everything." Especially if you don't grew up in a house with 8 children in a 2-bedroom, all of that. I mean, not throwing shit, not trying to be funny, but I experienced some things about being in a crowded house. And I was the only child. So yeah, I grew up. All I saw was older people. So I'm most definitely, I'm an old soul, and I actually believe I've been here before. I really do, because it's too much deja vu. It's a lot of you all going through that. It's just too much deja vu go on. It's too much. So, um, yeah, it hurts me. Sometimes I kind of dread of calling her because it's be the same thing over and over. It's like, how's your apartment? How's it doing? How's I don't know, girl, it's the same, everything same. It's same. Tell the children I say hello. Tell the auntie say hello. Okay. Um, you know, and it may be you. You may be in that estate where, you know, you could be in that estate. I'm talking about in general when I say you. You know, people call you and it's just the same kind of monotone conversation. You know what I'm saying? Just, yeah, this and that, and how it was when if you knew about growing up around grandparents, some of them, would have been just, the ones how they have to be on the rocking chair porch and they always like to look at their TV and stuff. Now, some grandparents are different now. I ain't mad at them. They be traveling the world, they be going about their business. And some are called to take care of their grands. Some is taking care of their children, then they end up at take care of their grands, but that's not mine. That ain't mine. But anyway, back to when I told and see I'm jumping around too. Um Back to when I had to tell my mom, I said, "You listen, mom," and I call her by her name. I've always called them by their name. That was another issue. People were like, "You let your children go you back in there?" My mom said, "Oh, it was all right," because I grew up. My grandparents raised me because my mom was always working. So of course, my grandma was a housewife. So I called them mom and dad. That's who people do. If that's the person that you always saw and raised you, So I told my mom differently. I said, "Look, I want to go when you be getting ready to be going." I started resenting that when I know she's going to do her, other little things like she was doing Mary Kay and giving face. I want to go to. Okay, well you behave. Don't be around there running around the house like the mother folk children do. And I did, and I had to put my big dog the boots on. I had to be the big girl. I had to be. She taught me how to be feminine. That's what how to be a lady. Lady sits with their mouth. I mean, with their legs closed and wear dresses and a lady is quiet. You don't have to be loud to be seen, So a lot of us is not taught that, but you know, yeah, I have to give it to her. My mom was a diva. I give God the praise for her, you know. But everybody got their own ways how they want to go on forth do things. So anyway, I said, Mom, I'm gonna need help when it comes to that point that you're gonna need help with your health. And she was like, and she never could, cause see, I saw God showed me a little further for that time. And I'm in high school now, and I told her this. I said, Mom, I'm the only child now, and I already knew I wasn't really like a caregiver, you know. I told her I'm gonna need some help, and thank God, yeah, we had agencies taking care of her and all that kind of stuff. But and take her back and forth to the doctor, and you would want to do that for your parents, you know. But I told my children already. I'm like, y'all ain't got to worry about me. I didn't raise them all the way to whatever. They was taken from me at a certain ages. They're closer to their dad. I told them I would have an agency to take care of me. Y'all ain't got to worry about none of my stuff. I, in so many words, just really coming out. I wouldn't want my life in their hands. period. You know, and I'm true. I was wondering why my uncle was like that about his son. And now I see. Excuse me. I look at how they go about things and have some resentment toward me. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I got this allergy or whatever going on. Just as uncut, unedited, raw. Anyway, you know, and I used to wonder why my uncle would act like that toward his son and stuff. But you know, my uncle, he would his son would visit him and stuff. But I used to wonder when my uncle got sick in the hospital why he didn't want his son to, take care of him and all that. But he was married, had his own life. And you don't wanna stop nobody's life to be taking care I mean, really, I don't wanna be no burden on nobody, and you know, and I'm not saying that my mom was a burden on me, but it drove me crazy. Excuse me. I saw them take care of their parents, which was my grandparents that I was raised by. The boys took care of the dad, and the girls took care of the mom. But see, it was 8 of them. Then some of them be like, some has like 8 or 12 siblings, but it end up being that one. Oh, I took care of my mom while you gone to college. I let you go on to college. All that mess. Oh, and don't let it be a family house left or the cars or whatever. Don't let them have businesses and have money and all that. Man, I told them I ain't leaving them shit. I'm for real. I'm serious. I do what all I can do with them while I'm on earth. And I told them cremate me and pour the ashes quick. And I don't want no funeral. Just enjoy your life, honey. I'm still living in the spirit, still going on, you know. And whew, I'm telling you, out of all of this, God gives you grace. I was led. I had to get on here and say, I don't care who it touched in the replay or even right now. This is even for me. People think when you just begin to be, you 60 going on 70 or whatever, they think your life is ending, boo boo. But honey, if you can get up and they say wipe your own butt and you still in your right mind and all that, oh, you good to go. Now, I can't talk about people in the bedridden and they open their eye. You look, God still got his angels on the post. And then there's a lot of other, like I say, stuff of the world happens to people. I don't understand. That's another video. I just said, Lord have mercy. That's all I can say. But anyway, man, it's been a funny day for me. I can't even remember. Oh, the day is Friday. I kept thinking, I'm like, what day is it? What day is this? I had therapy yesterday. And like I said, I have therapy every Thursday at 1. But it's been a restless day for me. I tried to go in and take a nap. I like to nap during the day because at night I'm up doing stuff like this, working on my project. I sleep better during the day. Or if I have business and stuff to take care, I take care of that. Of course, I make sure that's taken care of. Get out, But yeah, my mood swing today was kind of off. I'm still sleepy. I've been eating ice cream. I got a fever. It's in my lips because it's something about your mouth, your gums. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have the money yet to go to the dentist to take care. A lot of Gen X go through the shifting of the teeth. My teeth used to be just really nice. I never would have thought the day of my teeth, one come out and then all of them start shifting. I'm like, and I already had to get some taken out. Like, I used to wonder why when people older, why they were missing teeth and all that. I mean, I know when we were younger growing up because we was getting rid of the baby teeth, but damn, when you get older, I'm telling you, God gives you grace. You hear me? Anyway, that don't stop us from living. And I'm like, God, I keep thinking about my friend, Miss J. And of course, the other one, she still lives with, you know, people and family. But this one here is in the group home, and I stay in touch with her brother and making sure. And I'm already helped him get rid of some people. It was two people there that wasn't right, going into my friend's room, stealing, just, anything. Dad's got fired because she be telling me stuff. She knew when she told me, and I talked to her brother. That's it. So that's the mental health advocate I represent. I make sure things are right because see what you put out and seed you sow, you want that to come back to you. I know what it's like. That's another video. But anyway, I'm not gonna be writing too much on here. I'm gonna be doing podcasts and this and talking about what's on my what you call it, eBay and my sketches. Cause baby, I got arthritis in my hands. And man, when that weather out here in Georgia, USA, is cold, cold, I can feel it before it comes. It's in my knees, it's in my hips, and it's in my hands. And I don't feel like doing all that typing in here. So a lot of time I'll voice text. That's why it be all crazy and don't have the explanation mark. So I apologize up front for that. But my first love is radio, podcasts, and this right here. And like I said, I've been doing this over 20 years. Never really made money off of it because it's my love, you know. So it's for me to teach, educate global community by my experiences. And I do talk to groups and one-on-one coach. But anyway, I am so grateful to even have you to still stay with me, Craig. And then the replay, I'm grateful for anybody else. Because it's to this point when you doing your first love, God got you. He takes care of you. And I don't even have a salary like that. And God takes care of my bills some kind of how, some kind of way. And I just do what the purpose is, helping people with their mental health challenges as I go through documentation, podcast of, of my spiritual journey. As they say, I live with bipolar 2 disorder. We'll see. Because when I had that, we're taking that medicine, honey, I felt like I was bipolar and whoever else. That stuff made me felt crazy. Only thing I mainly have problems with is my ache, my arthritis, and back pain, and all of that stuff. And sometimes I have to use a cane. I have to take breaks from walking, and then I just have to keep walking. But baby, if y'all ready to come on along with this bust a move, bust a move, exit to Thailand, Bangkok, get on this train, baby. 'Cause we are out. We're getting things together now. I know we don't have money right now. We're speaking things. We just, the money will come and the action is going to be next year. You can update your passport or get your passport. Or if you can go down, I guess on, what you call it, on, Instagram, I'll be doing the different whatever. Get on the plane, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm serious about this. It's, you know, we need, I have to go. I want to be able to, be able to get my teeth fixed, get better health, and to be able to build more of your brand and to just, is to really help your mental health challenges and to coach people and teach them how to not overthink situations and that it does take a change. There's a lot of times to relocate to get better results. You still got life and you deserve to live. And God said, you are worthy. I love you and Jesus love you more. And I appreciate you. Thank you.